Hello, my name is Harry, and welcome again to A Senior's Perspective with a Twist. We are continuing today on our series of giving good advice. Today's subject matter is how failure can help you succeed. What is failure? Failure, it means to not succeed in some effort, to fall short in your goal. Everybody fails at something. Nobody is successful the first time at every single thing that they attempt to do. Failure is part of life. Uh, but the thing about failure is it can be sweet in the end if and when you succeed. Failure can bring the opportunity to learn from your mistakes. Uh, what it causes us to do when we fail is to rethink the problem uh, and give us new strategies to achieve the goals that we're working on. Failure brings new knowledge, and that new knowledge causes us to grow. Failure is a road traveled by many inventors, those in the past and those present, and it will also include those in the future. Many scientists and athletes, musicians, songwriters, and doctors and lawyers have failed the first time. I used to play a lot of basketball years ago, and I remember I'm naturally, as far as basketball is concerned, a right-hander, but I didn't have a left hand, and I always went to my right hand when I was dribbling, and it was like telegraphing. They knew that I only could go to my right, but it wasn't until I put many hours, days of practice working on my left hand that I got better, at dribbling with my left hand. And I would be a lot more successful in getting to the basket using both hands. Right hand, naturally right-handed, but I had a left hand. But that came from practice. So another example is babies. Babies, before they walk, they do a lot of falling. They do a lot of failing to take steps. They try to take one step, and they're not coordinated enough, and they fall. What do? They get up. Babies are a good lesson for those of us who will have goals before us, but we find ourselves involved in failure. I failed today. I failed yesterday, and for the last 2 weeks, I've been met with failure. Well, again, that's normal, and that's part of the process of growing. That's part of the process of learning, but it's also the part of the process of being successful. Everybody fails at something. The key is to get back up and try again. Songwriters, near their trash can, you might see a lot of balled up paper from writing lines to their songs and failing to get that line just right. So what do? They know that this won't go, so they ball up the paper and throw it. We find athletes repeatedly doing the same thing over and over again until the coach is satisfied that they've learned to do the right thing in what he's told them to do. That comes from practicing, because they failed to meet the standard that the coach has planned for them. So failing. The other key thing is that we don't want failure to lock down our mindset. Some people get shut down. They call it like a wall block, or a mind block, where they no longer can function and be successful at that particular idea or plan that they had because they have a mind block. They've allowed, psychologically, they've allowed their mind to shut down. Sometimes it's good to back up and maybe take an hour or two, even a day, backing away from that project and rethinking it all the time that we're away from the project, and then coming the next day or the next hour and approaching it again with a fresh mind, with fresh thoughts, ideas. Failure, again, is not your tombstone. What is your tombstone? Tombstone is if you quit, if you don't go back and try it again. It's a impossibility to be successful if you don't try it again. Failure, again, is part of life. We need to get used to that and stop thinking that when we face a certain challenge and we fail 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 20 times, that it's over for us. The only times it becomes impossible to be successful is if we quit. You are assured of not being successful if you never try again. So don't allow failure in what you're doing to stop you. Realize that everybody fails. It's just when you get back up and try it again, you're going to find a lot more successes when you approach things that way than you will if you fail and give up. Thank you for your time today. And if you like what you've heard, we ask that you hit that subscribe button. Those who have comments, we welcome them. And we thank you for tuning in today's program, talking about how failure can help you succeed. Have a good day. God bless.